Protect you from the darkness within. We can fly far away. Nothing can stand in our way. I'm the king, you're my queen, yeah. We can fly far away. Nothing can stand in our way. Our way, our way. Nothing can stand in our way, our way. Nothing can stand in our way, nothing can stand in our way, nothing can stand in our way. I mean, I can't nothing can stand in our way. Nothing can stand in our way.
And it's a Monday morning. It's a Monday morning, the 25th of October, 2020. Good morning, you guys.
Moro,
and good
moro.
morning to all our
Hello,
listeners
nice
and,
to be with
and
you.
viewers out there. Welcome to Informanté Live. Once again, it's a beautiful... Huh? Who sings that song? It's a beautiful day. Is it not you two?
You too, yes.
That's you two.
Yes.
It's a beautiful day.
Do you know Bono and the Edge?
Uh-huh.
Bono is the singer,
Yes,
Edge
yes.
is the guitarist.
Ah, Edge, yes.
So Bono and the Edge walk into a bar.
Uh-huh.
And the barman says, "Oh no, not you two again."
I wonder, Edge, if he was the same guy. There was this one show years ago where the late Michael Jackson, I think he did Billie Jean, and I think it was not Edge. Was there not a guitarist that was called Slash?
Slash, yes.
Slash. It was
yes.
Slash. Slash was doing the...
Yeah.
But it was so cool. That combination between Michael Jackson
And Slash.
Slash.
Yeah, Slash is brilliant.
Oh,
Man, what a
brilliant, brilliant,
Who's
brilliant.
that guitarist from Dire Straits?
Mark Knopfler.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Ne?
Right?
Oh, Maria, you can nahuda.
We actually play that in our band. I
Really?
think. Yeah.
Oh, is that so?
Wow.
One day
that
we'll
is-
play it for you, Mario.
I really get that guitarist blew my mind.
For me, kijk nee, ek is mos verschrikkelijk. I'm very biased when it comes to rock music. Kijk, Lenny Kravitz does it
Oh
for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
Lenny
Lenny
Kravitz.
Guitar and everything.
Yeah.
And he has this drummer. She's got this big afro. And she sits there. She's been his drummer for the longest time. So when it comes to rock music,
Yes.
Lenny Kravitz is my reference.
I'm a Santana fan.
Carlos
I saw him live
Santana.
in Johannesburg at
Oh,
the
you saw him
at the
live.
Soweto Stadium.
You
It
saw
was
him live.
fantastic.
So yeah, good morning guys, and yeah, Kalfi, it's been a busy weekend.
It has.
Let's see what you have for us in the news.
Informanté News. Informanté News. Informanté News. Firm but fair.
This is Informanté Live, and these are our top stories. The Alliance of Christian Churches in Namibia, the ACCN, has joined forces with a diverse set of church bodies in the country to advocate for a referendum to allow citizens to vote on whether or not to legalize abortion. The press conference was hosted by the ACCN and was attended by the Council of Churches in Namibia, the CCN, the Association of Charismatic and Pentecostal Churches in Namibia, and the Coalition of Churches on Ethical Social Justice and the Pro-Life Movement. Reverend Dolly Nengushe, Executive Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of the ACCN, said a referendum will be an ideal platform for citizens of a Christian nation to pronounce themselves on the issue. The US government plans to increase its contribution towards Namibia's fight against AIDS in 2022 by $1.4 million through the US President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, also known as PEPFAR. The increase from $89 million to $90.4 million will intensify the country's efforts to reach epidemic control of the HIV. This was revealed by United Nations Ambassador to Namibia, Jessica Long, during her courtesy visit to President Hage Geingob at State House on Thursday. And finally, October is observed as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Hence, the Cancer Association of Namibia will be hosting a Pink Day clinic in Windhoek at the end of this month. The campaign is aimed at creating awareness and educating people on cancer in the country. According to Rolf Hansen, the Cancer Association's Chief Executive Officer, the day is scheduled for the 28th and 29th of October at John Minot Street in Windhoek West, where the clinic will provide complimentary breast and cervical cancer screening for 300 financially vulnerable Namibian women. Your Trustco share price today, the 25th of October, is $2.21 per share.
Wow.
Taking a brief look at the indicators, the Namibia dollar is trading against the US dollar at 14 Namibia dollars and 80 cents, against the euro at 17 Namibia dollars and 20 cents, and against the British pound at 20 Namibia dollars and 40 cents.
I think there's been an upshot in the economy.
Yes.
That is why our shares are slowly doing better.
Yes,
So that is really a good price, and I think we can only just build on that.
that's correct. This is Informanté Live, and these were our top stories. You can find more on our website, which is informante.web.na.
Informanté News. Informanté News. Informanté News. Informanté News. Firm but fair.
Shall we look at the coronavirus cases? Interesting statistics. At the moment, we've got 128,824 registered coronavirus cases, recovered 124,382, with the deaths currently standing on 3,550. Active cases in Namibia, we're standing at 892. Daily new cases, this is a little bit of a concern, because remember, daily new cases, we had like zero figures for
Yeah.
a day or two or something. So the daily new cases, which were reported on the 23rd of October,
Yeah.
standing at 357.
Uh-huh.
Daily deaths as of the 25th of October was at 4.
4.
So those figures, a bit concerning that the daily new cases have been up on the rise. But
Yeah.
let's find out. Let's see.
Guys,
People are misbehaving.
we had our vaccination clinic a couple of weeks ago,
Right.
where we basically created a platform where we basically had about 5 vaccines. And one of those vaccines that we had here at our clinic was the Sputnik vaccine.
Yes.
Now, I see here in the news that the health ministry has banned the use of Russia's Sputnik.
Has suspended.
Suspended.
It's a better word.
Okay, the
Yeah,
newspaper
yeah.
says
Yeah.
banned after safety concerns were raised that it makes men more susceptible to HIV.
Wow.
A statement issued by the ministry's executive director, Ben Nangombe, said that the ministry became aware of a media release issued by the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority on the 18th of October on the outcome of a data review submitted by Lamar International. Yeah, I saw the report this past weekend where the minister urged men to start using condoms if you had the Sputnik vaccine.
Yeah, it's a review that it still has to be accepted, which
Ne?
it hasn't. So obviously for precautions, they're saying, okay, wait, let us suspend the use for first time. There's two concerns. You get the first and there's two jabs. So people can still go get the second one that are due, but they're not going to issue the first one. And that's the reason they are suspending it is just as they wait to hear whether this new study will, be accepted or not, or the information that's contained there. It's still a review. So, yes, the review says men are more susceptible to HIV/AIDS, and there was I saw some people that don't quite understand what that means, being more susceptible. It's just, for example, you know how when you're circumcised, you reduce your risk of HIV, meaning
Yes.
you could sleep with a woman that is HIV positive, and that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get infected, right?
Okay, moenie cheeskop gaan nie. Asseblief.
Yeah. So
44 trust.
yeah. So with this vaccine, they just found that you're more susceptible to it. So if you slept with somebody without protection, obviously, that is HIV positive, there's a very high chance that you could get infected. Hence, the call to condomize. I don't think you should wait for Sputnik to condomize, but yes, condomize anyway. So
You know what, Kaufi? I'm not very comfortable with news like this because it just adds to the conspiracy theories
Of
again
course.
Yes.
about vaccines, etc.,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Because a lot of conspiracy theorists will say singular.
That's why I'm not getting vaccinated.
That's why I'm not getting
Yeah.
vaccinated.
Because I'm
yeah,
not
don't
circumcised.
But I mean, this just keeps coming up, and then you hear AstraZeneca blood clots, and then you hear, there's always something. But you know what I found interesting? I think the last vaccine that will be left standing, I'm really, really, really convinced of the Sinopharm.
The Sinopharm.
Yeah.
Why?
Because think about it, whether it's Moderna or J&J or AstraZeneca, something has come up already. Sputnik is now the latest, but there's always been some issue with some vaccines.
Yes.
Or deaths or blood clots there or this or that. We've not heard anything about
Sinopharm.
Sinopharm. Yeah.
Wag, Jay. Wag. Dit sal
I
kom.
just maybe
And Sinopharm-
because the Chinese, I mean, if the virus was there, if it started from there, maybe they're better geared to create a vaccine.
And Sinopharm was the one jab solution, wasn't it?
It was a one jab solution, and
Yeah.
interestingly, Europe is still not really recognizing it, which is
Yeah.
so weird.
Yeah. So now I hear that there are people who want to travel to Europe who've had Sinopharm. They're now going for the other jabs too.
No, you have to
Yeah.
go
Just
for
to be
the
able
other
to get
jabs.
through.
Yeah, if you don't want, because then you're forced to self-isolate for up to 10 days.
Wow.
So they don't want to do that. It is
Exactly.
quite costly to be
Yeah.
isolating in Europe for a period of 10 days.
Koffie, hoe lyk die weer
The
vandag?
weather for today, the rain will spread further into the interior by Wednesday. But as far as today is concerned, the interior partly cloudy and very hot in the northeast with a few thunder showers in the Zambezi and also the Kavango east regions. Elsewhere sunny and hot, but very hot in the north. The coast partly cloudy and cool to warm with mist in the morning, wind moderate to fresh southwesterly.
Yeah.
Then the maximum temperatures for today in Windhoek, maximum of 29. Going to the coast, Swakopmund 21 with Walvis Bay 20. Then going to the north of the country, Oshakati 36, coming down to Achvarongo 34. And then let's have a look at the Zambezi region. Katimamululu, 37. Beitapos and Gubabas, both 32. And then we're going to Marintal, 35, and Keetmanshoop, 37. Naminuis at 22 degrees Celsius today.
Wow. It still remains to be seen if we're going to have any rain this coming weekend. We
Yes.
have the Trusco NTA Junior
Oh, that's
Masters
right.
coming up
Yes.
for Friday and Saturday sport-wise.
So all Hawkeyes on the weather.
All Hawkeyes on the weather. So we hope by Thursday, Kalfi, when you give us the weather report, as much as
Right.
we do need rain,
Okay.
we don't want the tournament to be completely washed
Sure.
out for this coming weekend. So that remains to be seen.
Okay, I'll keep my eyes
So
peeled.
it's going to be mostly sunny today. Just sunny. Huh?
we
Wednesday, cloudy.
Start the NTA now.
Yeah.
Thursday, 30% chance rain. Then Friday sunny, Saturday sunny, Sunday sunny.
Oh nee, dan is het alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's alright.
Yeah.
En wacht, sit net daar. Sit net daar. We got 2-3 minutes to go.
Right.
Okay. So I need to share, since we are here, we quickly just need to share the sporting results over the weekend.
Oh, yes, let's
In
talk about that.
particular,
Can we please move on?
in
please?
particular, soccer results.
Are we
okay?
talking English football?
Yeah, we just talking. Because of time, we will just be concentrating on English football, just the English football results.
Yes.
So on Friday, the 22nd of October, Arsenal played Aston Villa. Arsenal coming on top there, 3-1. It seems, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not saying that we're turning the corner here, but that was definitely a good result for us. On Saturday, the 23rd of October, some of the results: Chelsea 7, Norwich City 0. Crystal Palace 1, Newcastle 1, Leeds United 1, Wolves 1, Everton 2, Watford 5. Now that was a shocking result, I must say. Southampton, Burnley played out to a 2-2 draw. Brighton, Man City, runaway victory there, 4-1. West Ham against Tottenham. West Ham is really red hot. It's my second team in England. They ran out 1-0 victors yesterday. Leicester City, always a very consistent English team. They beat Brentford 2-1. And then the result of the weekend. Liverpool 5, Man
Manchester.
United Zot.
0.
0, jello. So, yeah, the trolls came out in numbers
Yes.
as from last night around 7 o'clock. So, I don't know if you've watched the game or seen
No, I
any of
didn't.
the results
Unfortunately, I didn't.
or whatever, but you must have seen the trolls going around.
Yes, I saw it as there was a lot of discussion out
They
there.
are.
Salifa Jalali, I can next seen because I expressed my anxiety at the beginning of the game, and then
Ne?
when the goals were coming,
Yeah.
I stayed off social media.
That's a good thing.
I really didn't go back because I knew the mental
Don't blame you. Don't blame
You
you.
did the right thing,
Yeah,
Tuva.
no,
You did the
I
right
stayed
thing.
away from all of that. There's no point in hurting myself like that. That's like going back to an abusive relationship.
That's what they said about Ronaldo yesterday. Say Ronaldo is proof that you should not go back to a previous relationship.
Yes.
Because he played for United, left, won all the trophies out there in the world with Real Madrid
Right.
and Juventus, and decided to come back to United. And this is
It's now the
result
end result.
of the relationship.
I tend to differ. I see it more as you spending the. No, let me not sound sexist.
Nee. Ek wil hoor.
I was going to take it more from the menu, like the way the amount that they paid for Ronaldo. It's like, your ex leaves and comes back, and then you think she's the same young,
People don't change.
impressionable lover that you had when she was in her mid-20s.
Not the same.
It's not the same. You're
But-
not going to get the same activity.
Yeah, but I must say, when I was watching the game yesterday, as I came from the road, Ronaldo still looked like the most potent player that could turn it around for United, because the rest of the team was just pathetic.
I was just about to say, but that's not. That just shows how weak the rest. It doesn't
Yes.
show how strong it is. It shows
Yeah.
how weak the rest are.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Anyway, fire the coach. Ons is nou.
Julle moeg vir Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Ja.
We need a new
Ole,
coach.
ole, ole, ole.
No, fire
Yeah.
the coach. We're tired now.
Yeah. So, do you think that we should send Itula over to go and suspend
Yes.
Ole?
Let him walk,
Yeah.
swim across the English Channel.
Let's before Kalfi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you
a
so much for
fantastic
joining
day.
us. We're quickly going to read some comments as we welcome our guests into the studio this morning. Roviera says we are hiring managerial position available. Please do forward your CVs to Old Trafford. Only shortlisted candidates will be contacted. Bradley Kuvisep says Manchester United have a red Monday instead of a blue one. Tayshawn says Ole just got sacked. Estomage Simestad, go take your Norwegian. Is it true? Was he just sacked? Benito Natibi, Roviera, bra, they are just recruiting me. Hulle kom spy hier. Okay. Roviera says, Benito, cancel yourself. Jy sal nie by ander live streams goed gaan skryf nie. Sebi Capitaco, good morning, watching from Baltimore, the USA, man. Yo, Sebi, welcome. And there's just then a few good mornings that we have this morning. Welcome to the stream. Liewe Hiskia Ano, tell the people from Herolokasi, hier is a paint competition. Daar is lanklaas gepaint. Yeah, so guys, that is football for you. I think what has happened to Man United this past weekend, I will not be kicking a horse, that's dying, okay? Oh, let's not kick the horse that's on the floor at the moment. But that hiding of Man United has been coming for a while. And I think Liverpool, I think with Virgil van Dijk back into the team, real contender for the Premier League this year. So let's wait and see how the Premier League progress. I think one other very, very exciting piece of sporting news that we experienced over the weekend was that the Namibian cricket team once again,
History was
surprisingly, and history was made. They ran out victors against the Irish national team. So that's now 2 wins on the trot for our cricket team. We have to give them some kudos. Yes, it's probably not a sport that all of us are following, but it is a Namibian team. So we want to thank and just want to congratulate our national cricket team for representing Namibia out there and holding the flag up. So, Tuva, how was your weekend? Until we wait
sorry,
for
I keep looking outside because Zita, when we started, she came at the door and then she just showed. I don't know if she said she's going somewhere. So
Who's
I know
this
she's here.
sitting here?
No, that's a gentleman.
Oh,
Okay, well, I think you can show her that.
Yeah. While she makes her way into the studio,
Yeah.
maybe you can share with us. Yes. Yeah. Kijk, ik wil net zeggen, ik heb een naweek gehad.
Yeah, you traveled.
Yeah,
once.
I traveled.
How was that?
Wow, we went down Sauces Vlees, Sesrim, the Namib Naukloof. I was in the Dead Valley. Was my second time in the Dead Valley on Saturday, and we drove back yesterday morning from Desert Grace, and wow.
Did you guys share a room?
Yeah. Hey, you were right.
Yes.
Listen, you were right.
Yes.
I wanted to tell you, you were right that the Desert Whisper,
Yeah.
that's only one cabin.
Yes.
And it's, I mean, I've seen it for the first time.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Yes.
Anybody who wants to rekindle their relationship with their partner or their spouse, you need to make your way down the Desert Whisperer.
Yes.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's one cabin. They
Yeah.
cater for you
Yeah.
meals. You
Yeah.
have your own private pool.
Yeah.
You have beautiful views.
Yeah.
But yes, it's not light on the pocket.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not
Hello.
light on the pocket. So.
Kan ons iets hot chocolate ek sien nie?
Nee, ek verstaan nie.
Ek verstaan nie die
nie.
storie nie. Good morning, Zita.
Okay.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Good morning, how are you?
Let me give her flowers by introducing her properly.
Okay.
Okay. Julle begin praat net hierso. Well. We are joined here in the studio by an entrepreneur and the co-founder of and creative director of Orange Peel Interior Designs. Zita, is it Jesus or Jesus?
Depends.
No. I need to get it right. Jesus.
Yeah,
Okay. Wow. Welcome, Zita.
thank you.
And I think because it's got a very, very strong Portuguese flavor to it. Okay. First and foremost, you need to give me a little bit of your background.
Oh, wow.
Okay, where you come from, where were you born, where you grew up, etc. Your email address, your Facebook handles. Yeah, there are people who wants to know these things.
You're
okay?
getting personal now.
Yeah. I don't know, Maria should have warned you well in advance what is the
I
nature.
didn't, shame.
Yeah. As
I-
wel so.
We have we have
Kijk,
a clown
kijk.
in the studio.
Now she's scratching her head here. Yeah. Zita, you know what? This atmosphere here, this platform is very, very informal. There's a lot of nice stuff that you're going to be sharing with us.
Oh, okay.
And of course, our audience who watches our show, some of them are very professional, some of them are very rowdy, some of them are out of hand. Then Maria needs to get them into check, and I encourage them on the other side. That's the nature of the show.
Oh, okay.
So just give us a little bit of background about yourself.
Background. So I come from Oshivelo, the red line.
Vambu,
Vambu, yes.
Quiri.
Gweri.
Oh, okay, ne, also some.
Yeah, so I grew up in Oshivelo. I went to school there. Mom is from there, family is from there. All my childhood memories and everything is from there. I attended there till grade 8, then Chumeb, then Windhoek High School, and then, educational background. I studied communication, I suppose, and then I went into interior thereafter. My dad is Angolan. My mom is Chimbundu, so she's mixed. So I'm like a cocktail.
No.
Like a poikikos maybe.
Anybody who comes from that or Chicago, I just know it's clear. There's some
Oshivelo, no.
Oshivelo.
Yes.
Sorry, Oshivelo.
Yeah.
From everybody up there has some Chimbundu blood,
Yeah.
have some Portuguese bloodlines,
Yeah.
and that's just there must be a little bit of Kwanyama also in there.
I don't know. Look, at this point, I can't really pinpoint what exactly I am because if I ask my mom, it's a conversation.
It's a conversation.
Yeah, it's not like you Bambu and that's it, or you
Yeah,
Herero
yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
grew up in a very multilingual home.
All right.
So I speak about 6 languages.
Okay, kom ek hoor.
English,
Uh-huh.
Afrikaans,
Uh-huh.
Damara,
Hey, wena.
Herero,
Ah.
Bambu,
Hey.
and a little bit of Portuguese as well.
Como
So,
está? Tudo bem?
Tudo bem.
Ah, tá fixe.
Yeah, so I do understand a bit of Lozi as well.
So that's 7.
Yeah, so because my aunt's husband was Lozi, and also my friends in school were a bit Lozi as well. So I think languages come pretty easy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
And how
but
does that trickle into your area, field of expertise? Do you find that it's easier to communicate when
I think it helps me relate to people better as well. Not necessarily that I have like a whole conversation about interior in Damara, but it helps that I can throw in a word or two. You know, with negotiations as well, it helps if you can speak to people in their mother tongue. It just brings the walls down. People feel more relaxed if you speak their language.
It has worked for me my whole life. I don't need to know a language, but if I can greet you in your language, just some
1, 2 things.
it's klar. You are sold. It's a done deal. My sister, hey, now you see when Maria started talking to us about this, you coming into the show, into the studio. Obviously, I didn't know very much about you, and then she started posting pictures of your work on our group, and I was like, wow, 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 wow. And you probably the first person that I come across that, creatively would think out of the box to come up with such an idea. Give us a little bit of background as to where that came about, how that came about, and
I think Mom has a lot to do with that, because she was very finicky about her house. She would change her beddings, I think, 2 or 3 times a week. So we sort of partially grew up in a shack, because my mom's kitchen was made out of a shack, and then we all slept in the 1 bedroom, and then the kombuis was Susanna Rondavel. But then it always looked good. So every Christmas we would buy paint, and we had these little paint mixers, the
was
white
now
paint
up there
in Oshivelo. So the little paint, the one that looks like in a medicine bottle.
Yeah.
So we'd buy PVA paint and would throw in, and it was always themed every Christmas. So we'd be painting the kitchen pink or red, but we'll be painting on the shacks, and we would buy stuff from Snip and Pep then just to theme it. And I loved that. I always looked forward to that. But I think growing up, I didn't really know what I loved doing was called interior design. I also just liked matching stuff around up until I had other people ask me, hey, can you help me out? You're good with colors, etc. And I started looking into it, and I saw that I was good at it, and I was surprised at what I was able to come up with some of my work. And I figured, let's give this a shot, and I really struggled to look for a mentor, like somebody I can look up to say, hey,
locally now.
A lot of interior designers that I found were in a market that didn't resonate with me, because I felt that there has to be something for us, the average Namibian. So everyone was more like an architect or high end, and that didn't really, I'm like, but who is doing something for our people? And I think that's where I really saw a gap in the market, because I struggled to, one, find a mentor that was going to show me ropes on how to enter the industry. And secondly, there was just no definition for Namibian interiors. Like, this is an interior designer that a nurse can say, hey, I'm building a house. Can you help me? It was so inaccessible. And that for me was the gap. And I figured, let's try.
Let's talk a little bit about that gap, because of course when you think interior designer or interior decorator, I know there's a distinction, but you always think high end, like you're paying 30 in excess of and above. When you say you found that gap and you're relatable, whether it's to a nurse or what other ever profession, like, I'm also a bit scared to call you, because I'm like, I can't hear like, are you affordable?
I work with my client's budget, and I also have, like, my payment terms are also very much flexible. But I also think that the same way we have a Waylands, we have a Pep home, we have a Mr. Price home. It's all about finding the balance. Now, many a times, especially with high-end interiors, a lot of stuff is imported, a lot of stuff is custom made, and that is what makes it expensive. It's not necessarily the fee of the designer, but it's what it takes to bring the interior to life. So for me, is to see how can I take, something a little bit expensive, like a really good backsplash tile, and match it with your basic entry-level cabinetry. So it's really just finding ways on how you can mix and match. It's like when we get dressed, you don't have to Gucci all the
Yeah.
way, you can really look great just
Mr.
dressed
Price,
by
yeah.
Mr. Price.
Yeah.
So, and I thought if the shops also can cater to different markets, I'm sure we can find a way in terms of services. So I have clients of mine that pay me off in installments.
Okay.
Some of them, they would pay me off to say, let's do this Black Friday. We're gonna go shopping. In the meantime, this is the fee. This is the look we're going for. They buy 4 boxes of tiles a month, or they would send me a 2K every month to say, I don't know, buy curtains, buy something.
yeah.
Whenever
Yeah.
you've got everything, then So I have flexible payment terms and also allow clients we pick out furniture, they lay by it.
Or do room for
buy
room.
Room for room.
Yeah.
So most of my clients are not once off. It's not like boom, one big
Yeah.
project. Let's finish the house, but let's do the living room now. We need curtains, we're painting, we're tiling, we need a TV wall. Great. This is the cost for it. Are you happy? Are you not? Let's put in a payment plan. So, and that has helped a lot of people slowly, get their house to a place that they can be proud of.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna market you now out there, okay? Because you see, the thing is, we need to ask step-by-step questions so that people, and especially people on our stream, can really understand what it is that you are doing. So Zita, I have this house.
Right.
It's empty. Okay. I'm not too sure what I want to do, what kind of furniture I want to put in there.
Yeah.
And I don't have the time. Okay. So I call Zita.
Right.
That's your job. That's what you are known for. Zita, komiso. Miskat, this is what you need to do. This is my budget.
Yeah.
Can you pimp this house for me? That's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's just get that out
There's
of
no
the way.
such thing as I don't know what to do with the space. People do know. You just have to ask the right questions and probe them.
Ne?
Yeah, it's. I think people, when you think interior, it's overwhelming. But the moment I present, are you either gray or beige? Which one are you more drawn to? You would see that they will always lead you to what exactly they want. Or even if they have to pick out. You put out 3 TV walls and say, hey, put a mood board together for me on Pinterest. Just click things that you like. I would find a common thread. It's just that you didn't know that you're minimalist or that you like vintage furniture or that
Or
you're more into the
industrial or-
industrial or boho.
Yeah.
But given the options, you would eventually show me what it is that you want your house to look like subliminally. Somehow, it always. There's no such thing. It's not like I don't know.
And you do work like all over the country?
Right now, I've done mostly work in Windhoek and in the coast. A few in the north as well. Like doing work outside of Windhoek is a bit of a challenge, and it does come because I have to plan extensively for it. Because a lot of things are here, and a lot of my business is here. But the coast and Ondangwa, Ongwediva has been the 3 places that I've predominantly done work in.
So let's talk a little bit about. He was actually excited to talk about Pimp My Shack. I don't know why was his area. Why he was most excited about that.
I'll tell you why.
All right. Okay, tell us why before she answers.
Thank you.
You know, somebody has been vaccinated against her will.
Oh, his house help. Yeah.
Meme Lydia.
Meme Lydia.
So Zita, and this has been a project that me and Mefro at my house.
his
that,
wife.
That Mefro.
Oh,
I stay at her house. Okay, I just sleep there.
I just
you are a
live
smart
there.
man.
Yeah. So Mefro, you know what? Oria, baie dankie. Baie dankie. So Oriel, thanks Oriel. Yeah. So mevrou, she took it upon herself and she told me, my man, luister hierson hè. Lydia has been doing quite a remarkable job for us all these years.
Yeah.
No, en Lydia, sy wil nou haar eie kambashu, sy wil nou haar eie plekkie bou. Yeah. So, and the moment I saw what you sent through, I was like, wow. We would like to, when she does her kaya, whenever she finishes up with her kaya, we would love to obviously speak to you to see how we can help Meme Lydia, to make her place livable and to make it,
home.
Yeah, and make it a home, so that, when it comes to dignity, I think that's the word that we talk about. Dignity is what we want everybody to have if you live in a kaya.
I think when it comes to Pimp My Shack, for me, really the structure is, it could be a shack, it could be a brick house, it could be a container home. But it was more a thing to say that when you are doing an interior, like restoring home pride and dignity to a home, it's not supposed to be because of where you live. I live in a shack, I live in a thatch roof, I live in a container. And for us, it's just to show that you want people to have home pride, look forward to coming home to. And with Pimp My Shack, what we tried to showcase was all the options that were available to people to say, you too can. The reality is that, there's a lot of people that are probably going to be born in a shack and die in a shack.
Yeah.
And that's a sad reality, There
In
will be,
Namibia,
in Namibia, there will be somebody, there's always going to be someone in a shack, but that should not limit you in terms of having a really pretty home.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why there are so many different shops and things out there.
Yeah.
So restoring home pride for me, and the whole notion, because my business philosophy is everybody deserves to live in a beautiful home.
Absolutely.
And I think it's therapy when you come to a place that looks so beautiful, and you can just have your moment of zen there, when it's clean, when it speaks to you, when it speaks to everything that you like, because we are people that are triggered by our senses. So if you smell the right scent in your home, if you see the right colors, if you are in a space of comfort that is an extension of you, I think that in itself just makes us happier people. And all of us try to find happiness through different things. And I think restoring home pride and creating a space that people look forward to coming home to, regardless of whether it's a shack or container or, a brick house, is very important for us. And I think that's why we really, for us, it's nostalgia. For me, I have my best childhood memories from that.
We take it for granted, but it's true. Like sometimes, like if I come home and I don't find the house, say, as clean as I would like it to, it puts me in a state. Something is off balance. You're not happy, or you're just agitated, or you're moody. But when you come into a space, it smells good, it looks good, it just...
It's wealth.
It's not, yes, exactly. And it really is uplifting. I think but that's very, very true. I think we take it for granted.
Zita, they say,
the commentators.
and I have experienced that myself. If you really want to test the strength of a relationship between a man and a woman, you must let them build and furnish a house together.
Yes.
The fights. Hey, my sister. I see a grap nie. I remember when we built our house. Tuva. Nee. Jy sal nie die gordyne opsit. I want this one. She wants that. She wants the kitchen this color. I want the kitchen that color. It's an ongoing fight. How do you, Zita, deal with the situation? I don't know if you've ever been in a situation like that, where a husband and a wife speaks to you. Die man is harde gat. He does not want to talk, want die vrou praat alleen. How do you maneuver through a situation like that? How do you find common ground between two people?
I think the first thing is to figure out what is the general feel of the house. If we can agree all on the floor tiles and wall tiles, wall colors, you're halfway there. And what I've done with couples most of the time is we've got different zones where the wife does not have final say, the husband has. So normally
What?
the outside area,
Excuse me.
yes, normally the outside area is like, that's for my husband. The landscaping.
I thank you.
Yes.
The kitchen is the
yes.
woman's.
I thank
but
you.
then he'll be like, the kitchen, I am, leave me out. And then they would sometimes say, the living room, yeah, here we can, let's hear you guide us,
Yeah.
So we sort of establish different zones to say, this is where I consult the husband.
Okay, start again.
Yes.
So the living room.
This is an example, but you have
Nee,
to
maar dis
establish
reg. It's
zones.
good what you-
Yeah.
So the
So-
living room area is like, okay, Zita,
yeah.
you guide us.
Yeah, you guide us. So mostly the common areas, they have strong opinions in different zones of the houses.
Aha.
So you would see like the wife or one of the partners would say, the walk-in closet and my bedroom, this is what I'm thinking, and they've got all these ideas. That means this is my go-to person. So we will bounce off of each other,
Yeah.
and this is the person that I'll consult with. And then normally the outside area, the garage, the gym, the braai area, the landscaping, that's more where the husband wants say. And I could care less how the braai area looks like. He wants this and that. So he's the person I speak to. But at the end of the day, at the back of my mind, I just keep the common thread going. So I hear what he's saying in terms of functionality and what they want to bring in, but I sort of make sure that the different spaces speak to each other some way, somehow, although it speaks more to what the husband would have wanted in this space. And the kitchen, for instance, the wife gets what they want. Big investment stuff, I sit them down. And I'm
Nee?
like, guys, so that fireplace that you want,
Yeah.
can we talk about it? Because it's taking about 30% of our budget.
Yeah.
Can we compromise? Or is it worth it? Or who's
Budget.
Yeah,
That's a very important word.
Yeah.
Budget.
budget.
See, that's where, this is why I need Zita in my life. Zita, I'm going to call you, girl. I don't know how to stay on budget.
Nobody does.
No, but you.
It's
The
yeah.
men can.
No, they can't until they find the
Yes, oh, yes.
PSP 5.
Zita, you like the PSP 5. Right? All right, we're going to get to some comments before we continue this conversation because there are people getting very, 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 in fact, Uetu says, Neville always complaining about Cubase not reading comments, but he is the one now not reading
Yeah.
comments. All
Hy
right.
Rosie is so nie.
Wag. Beth Mark says, I finally know two people from Moshivelo, Zita and the legend himself, Irivari.
Oh gosh, I swear.
Are you
It
related?
happens so many times. Like, you're the second person I know.
Lupi says, what's her business IG?
Orange Peel Interior Designs. Lemon Skull.
Praat tog
Ja.
stadig.
Orange Peel.
Ja.
Peel with a P-E-E.
Like as in lemon skull. Oshipeta shomaremune. What?
Franco Jose says, Zita, I got a tender for you. Pimp my village home.
Yo.
Have you done that? Have you tried homestead? I mean, we've seen shacks now, but have you tried homestead?
I have tried one, but just a space, not the entire
okay.
homestead.
All right.
But it was also a very private client, so I could not share that.
Shit, all right.
Yeah.
Asino says, so Zita, are you related to Irivari? Guys,
I know him personally, and I used to be scared of him as a kid.
Is
Really?
it?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Hallo, Irivari is my bra.
it's a valid feeling, okay, guys? Don't attack me.
Irivari is my bra.
Stefanus says, Oriel Love Eyes. All right, let's continue. Can Zita please pimp the MMC background? It's been years now. I thought. We're actually busy with a new look, guys. Next year. We're going to reveal it next year, but yeah, stay tuned. Maybe
This-
we'll even get Zita to come on.
Luister, Tuva. The most important comment hier, nee, comes from Bradley Kuvisip. Kan Zita net gou Tamara praat?
Okay, oh miss.
Never heard that since she used to be my LRC at Centaurus High School.
I would say.
That's the
And
power,
Martha
G.
Fari says, that's a good thing to hear someone from Oshivelo doing something best. Congrats, babe girl. Oshivelo's known as a downfall place where most drunkards live and so on. But
See,
surely
it's
now we
here.
know it's a best place that raised a person like you. Keep up.
Okay.
Do you feel like you're representing Oshivelo?
I didn't like how that started, but okay, drunkard place, okay. I can't relate.
All right.
But yes.
Mahao says, when people talk about colors, patterns, and commonplace rooms that needs to be altered, it makes me so happy. It makes me happy.
Makes me
as
happy
well.
too. There is a thing called color therapy.
Ne?
Yeah.
Yeah? Really?
Yeah.
So there's certain colors that trigger
That's-
certain moods?
Yeah. Yes.
What does blue do?
It's a very calming color because it's relating to the ocean.
Yeah.
But like the darker blue also represents intelligence.
What-
That's why a lot of universities have dark blue in as their corporate color.
Wait a minute.
Real.
Yeah.
Trasco.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
Trasco is red and blue.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, blue is one. It's one of the world's favorite color. Like a lot of people like blue, like universally, and it's the color of intelligence. Lots of schools, technicons, they use the color blue, the darker blue, because it signifies trust and intelligence.
What color would be good for a gym?
Definitely green.
Yeah.
Definitely red, because red, it's shocking. It keeps you awake, and you want to be awake when you're at the gym, you know. Green is also got a very calming and therapeutic outdoor type of feeling. So, and it also signifies growth, and everybody want to feel like they're progressing. So that's why a lot of red is also a good color for red and yellow, particularly for fast food places, because they tend to trigger your hunger. And they are also shocking enough for you not to stay long in that space. So that's why bright colors make you hungry, and they also don't allow you to linger. There's a reason why restaurants and lounges have the more darker palette.
Hello, Oriel.
Close the door.
Close the door.
So lounges and places where they want you to linger would have more of your darker palette colors, because it's not harsh enough to make you want to go. So everything is very much intentional.
Really?
Even the seating in fast food places is short chairs with very not so plush
It's
seats. Sometimes it's hard chairs because it's a takeaway. You sit, eat, and go. It's not
They
for
don't
you
want
to
you
chill.
to sit and
Yes,
chill.
but restaurants have more comfortable chairs because the idea is for you to
Like
stay
more
longer.
lounges.
Yeah.
What is a good color for a bedroom?
A good color for a bedroom, I would say neutrals. Neutrals have a very earthy type of feel, so if you want to go with beiges or grays, definitely good. So you can change it out. Yellow brings out a lot of happiness, so yellow is like a happy color. Red it's not a good idea to have like a red accent wall, because you will not sleep properly. It's too shocking. So there's no element of zen with the color red. It's more a passionate color, which means you want to use it
Keep
more.
red out of the bedroom, guys.
Yeah, only like Valentine's vibes, because you want
Die
temporarily
fire.
put the red cushions and take it out. So you want to go with more natural tones in bedrooms, because it's a place where you want to rest. So nothing shocking colors I wouldn't advise in bedrooms.
Wow.
Regine says what you do is quite interesting. We don't have a lot of you here. That's absolutely true. Franco says the shack dwellers community should partner up with Zita. The work she has done renovating ghettos, words can't express her creativity. She is really good.
Weet jy nee? Hier is mense nee op hierdie stream nee. Julle is net useless. Dankeni with a capital Zita.
Oh,
I am tired of these mirrors from Mohammed in my space. What do you recommend?
From Mohammed, what's that? What does that mean?
It's once again, it's just a slur where they talk about Pakistani people who are selling mirrors and carpets and stuff, and his house is full of mirrors. He wants you to come and repump his place.
Ay, toch.
Yeah.
Vedi says, Zita, I love your work, but I think what really puts you in a class of your own is your passion and vibe. Are you ever in a bad mood? That gets asked quite a bit.
Yeah, it
you always
does.
seem happy.
I think because I'm like a kid. I'm like a big kid. So, like a kid in a grown person's body. But I do have my bad days. I do. But I am also very good at hyping myself up, you know. Every morning I go like, girl, you're pretty.
Doen jou ding.
You know?
Ons gaan
I'm
vorentoe.
always
Little
listening
pick
to
me
good-
up, yeah.
But I also have, I've read a book, and it said that you need to identify happy triggers, and every time that you see it, then you know that you're in your happy element. So there's my dream car that I'll always see, and for some reason I always see it, and when I see it, I know I'm in my happy element. So I'll
What is that dream car?
intentionally, it's the wat is die kar se naam nou weer? The Defender. It looks like a big
Yes,
bulldog.
yes.
Oh
That
my
Toyota
word.
Defender.
I can see how many bags of cement I can carry in that thing, and the tiles, and I could even put some strips in. It's amazing. So every time I see it, or every time
The
I
Defender,
see pink
Alvin.
flowers.
Is that Toyota Defender?
No.
Nee, it's a
the
Land Rover.
Land
It's a Land
Rover,
Rover.
the new one that came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Oh,
With
sorry.
the
Yes,
hood
it's a yes.
behind.
I know.
Yes.
It looks. It's a funny shape car.
Yeah.
Lexus,
Exactly.
But it's a big car.
It's a big car, and I can go off road. I can carry cement in it, and my bags, and my shoes.
looks very much like the
Camping.
like a big G-Wagon.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like a Elulo beef
Yeah.
block.
I love that.
I know
car.
it's just I thought it was a Toyota for whatever, but I know what you're talking about. Okay, Titus, sorry before you go, and just Zita is this amazing person. Been following her on her IG page for nearly 5 months now. I mean, she's the reason I'm on here because I needed to see her express herself business wise. She knows her work, very beautiful and attractive projects, and she's done so far indeed. Blessings up on blessings.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
It's a
you.
lot of love here.
A lot of love, hey?
Tell me quickly, Zita, before we continue.
Yeah.
What's the downside of your job? I know you're very optimistic,
Yeah.
but there must be a downside
There
to
is.
it. And what are those downsides?
It's a business.
It's a business, ne?
Yes.
Yeah. Once the
love-
honeymoon is over,
Yeah, I love being on site. I love putting interiors together. I'm in my happy element. I could be trying out this chair 50 different ways until it's perfect. But I think at the end of the day is realizing that I'm running a business and I need to do admin and recon and tax.
We hate admin.
And, think about how to grow the business and, the business administrative side of business, and knowing that I'm also a boss. I don't like that. I'm not. I know I have to do it. I can't wait for me not to be able to do it.
We hate admin as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we're
So-
laughing.
That's a downside.
I wanted to ask. So sometimes I see you do like your befores and after on your IG page, and there's always a question in my mind like, "No, wat het jy met die ou sofas gemaak?"
yeah, yeah.
What do you do with like when you
Cash
Most of it-
Crusaders.
Most of the time, the clients have like a village home. So that's always taken there, or it's taken to like another space, either the kids' TV room. So we either repurpose it or they gift it to someone. If it's really like old and done, I convince them to donate it. So a lot of the stuff that we take out, sometimes we really, and I don't have like a specific place where we donate stuff that we take from clients' homes to say, oh, this is going to what and what shelter. I just hold it in the bucky and I drive.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, when the spirit dawns on me, I stop and then I just give the first person that I find. I
Really?
like random acts of kindness.
Oh, that's really really
So
nice.
I feel normally that that person must have maybe even prayed that day.
Yeah.
So I can't, I don't want that responsibility.
Distracting.
Huh?
I know you're laughing at the comments, but when she's
Nee, nee,
talking
nee,
and
nee,
you're
nee.
laughing, it's distracting.
Yeah, it's no. I'm setting myself. There's a certain question I want to ask.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
I don't want to know.
no, you need to know. Okay, Zita. Okay, how do you deal? And you probably
God.
This is the question that you know.
I'm rolling
It-
my eyes.
yeah, you can roll your eyes as much as you want to. How do you deal with, like me now, 50-year-old guy
Yeah.
who comes to you and say, hey, Zita, I want you to come and pump my place. But I have ulterior motives. The reason why I want to do business with you.
Yeah.
You must have had situations like that where, you know what, I do want to give you business,
Yeah.
but my ulterior motives sort of
To
cloud.
get close to you.
It's just to get close to you. How do you deal? Because I've been speaking to a lot of
Female
real estate agents
Yeah.
who are women,
Yeah.
girlfriends of mine that I've known over the years.
Yeah.
And they would say, Neville, the worst thing is if you have to take this guy to go and check out this new house. and you can clearly see his
He's hitting on you.
intentions are not genuine. He just wants me to go and show him the house, but he's not going to buy the house. He just wants to get close to me. How do you deal with nonsense like that? Because, you know, you're a businesswoman, but still you need to, how do you filter through that nonsense to make sure that you stay safe and that you are there for the right reasons and to put vernevel in sy plek?
Yeah.
How do you deal with nonsense like that?
Okay, so first off, especially the ones that are married, right? I'm starting with the married
Yes, I believe
mans.
start there.
The ones that are married, and I can see that here, you know, there's this one wants to engage in extramural activities.
Jy na dimples, man.
So the conversation quickly becomes a thing of, I think this space we need to engage the wife. I'm like, I need to meet your wife.
Is that what you say?
Yes.
Sis.
Yes.
Jy het die
So
maniere nie.
because and they very quickly say I wanna meet you at your house and it would be nice if I can meet Meme as well. So I ensure that I refer to you as Meme and Tate. As a lot of people know, I call them Meme and Tate. So I'll be like, I need to meet Meme because, you know, we want to make this space nice. So I share the excitement about how nice I want to make this house for his wife. Sometimes if I really see this person is the ones that are like single, etc., we have the conversation because I'm blunt like that. I'll be like, okay, so this thing of you texting me like this, it makes me feel uncomfortable. So if you,
As jy nodig nie, Sita.
no, I have to, you know. But sometimes if you don't come out blatantly and say, Zita, hi, can I take you out on dinner? I'm gonna play dumb.
Oh, ne?
Yes. I can't assume that you want to have a thing with me just because you're smiling bright like
A diamond.
A diamond, you know, Colgate smile all the time. So I will just assume that you just like me as a person.
Yeah.
And then as long as you don't come out and say it directly, we'll pretend we don't see this elephant in the room.
Oh, Bet Mark Milano. Zita, I want to pump your beautiful dimples too. I have an idea, please. You have beautiful
Nice, those
dimples.
ones. Those ones.
Ja,
Those ones.
ons moet dit tog maar lees. So, Muhausi Boli, when you do what you love, it's quite difficult to be moody. When you're upset or unhappy, you just look at how you can change what you feel is a problem at that moment. Ja, Ro, ek lees die filter comments. Ja.
Vedi says, and she makes me want to cut my hair, but I don't have dimples.
Vedi.
Liva Iskia says, tell Zita she must go and repaint Herrero Locas.
Hey,
It's having the
Fusekwena.
same paint since independence.
Since
I was laughing at that. Hey, liewe Iskia, jy moet nie kom speel nie. Jy los my lokasie uit.
Okay, Beth Mark says, what's a good color for a bedroom for a bachelor in the early 30s living alone? Any ideas how to pimp a single guy's flat?
Normally guys' places, again, go bedrooms natural colors because you grow out of colors.
Yes.
So I would say keep it white, beige, off-white, earthy tones. Do not put any strong color on your walls. And then you can play around with colors on your beddings, your throws, your scatter cushions and accessories that you have in the space that you can play around with because it's not expensive to replace. And also as you grow, your taste changes and allow maybe the future madame to come make a decision in your bedroom.
And keep those You magazine posters that, you know, those ones that we used
Yeah,
to
no
pull out.
posters.
Please leave them around the bedroom, guys.
Sorry, what are you talking about?
A bedroom for a bachelor.
A bedroom for a bachelor. You know those...
You posters?
You know You magazine or Dra magazine, there was most altijd
The one in the
posters
middle.
in the middle.
Oh yeah.
There used to be... Yeah.
I don't see those anymore.
I don't see them anymore.
Please, there's a reason.
And guys, bedside tables are important.
Yes,
I don't know
bedside...
why bachelors don't like
bedside tables, yeah.
And when you put them in, they like,
I can put a glass
They will
of
never do
water
that for
here, or
themselves.
yes, or a book here, or
almost
a
every
light
yeah.
or whatever. Okay, now I've got another question. So, do you also work with, like, a lot of times I see, like, even your work on social media, it seems like you say, okay, you see new sofas or new whatever. Do you ever get clients that says, you know what, we're not really looking to buy new furniture.
Yeah.
We just We're just tired of the way this setup is. We
Yeah.
just need a little move around.
That's what I've done. I think I posted it yesterday or the day before. So the living room that I did project Simply Serene, the couch is the same. The blinds are the same. I just changed out the carpet, redesigned the TV wall, added wallpaper, a gallery wall, and just a few accessories.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and it's the same with project Dad's Haven. The sofas stayed the same. It's those old school brown leather sofas.
Yeah.
I just sort of breathe life into the space with other elements.
What project was that one? Let me go check.
Dad's Haven.
Dad's Haven.
Yeah.
All right. And then, okay, there's a big element we're not discussing here is you have this masterclass coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, since you asked. So I am hosting I would like to believe the very first interior design masterclass this year. I have been dreaming about this for the last 2 years. It's finally happening. So the reason why I have the masterclass is because I need people to join me in the industry. There is a lot of people that need our services. There's a lot more interior designers and homes that need to be done in Namibia. I can't cater to everyone. So I want to be able to refer clients I can't get to people I can trust.
Yes.
Right? And right now, it's a handful. You either just find somebody that does wallpaper, or that does upholstery, or that does like plants and flowers. So what I wanted to do was create a masterclass so I can create a platform that I was looking for when I started.
Yes.
To just help somebody start their thing, and hopefully I'll have a sister or a brother in the industry. So the masterclass is happening on the 30th and 31st of October at Avani. It's gonna be fun packed.
Tell us a little bit about this because I saw you have one for, I think, Friday and one Saturday was.
Yes.
So what are the different, I know you've said one is to retouch or something.
Yeah.
Just tell us like what groups you're catering for.
So basically, day one and day two. Day one is more about the science behind the art. So we'll more touch on the theory, color, texture, the elements of interior design, and how to style different spaces. But looking at the do's and the don'ts and my journey, how I started, where to study, where to look for inspiration, etc. So it's more the theory aspect of it. And then day two is like the practical. So I'm gonna have a fully set out dining area, a bedroom and a living area on site. And we will then experiment through mood boards and really help people find and curate styles. What works, what don't work, what are the interior design crimes that do not, the mistakes I've done.
Yeah. Please, sometimes you don't want to say it, but you're like,
yo, boss, let's use a spirit level when we put up our frames. It's amazing how many people put stuff up skew. The whole degree, and it's skew.
And for me, it's difficult
like, wow.
trying not to.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just.
I see even air cons are installed skew. Like it's sad.
Oh, up, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Zita, over there.
Oh, thanks.
Zita, going forward, what's the biggest aspirations that you do have in terms of what you're doing? Because I sit here and I think you're supposed to be in Dubai now with all those other Namibians.
I am going to be.
Oh, Vanir Khanji.
I'm going early next month. I'm going for the Dubai Design Week.
Aha.
So they accepted my application, so I'm gonna go for
man.
inspiration.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I remember you on Clubhouse saying you actually started off in corporate.
Yes, I did.
Did you know?
Ne?
Yeah.
So you started. So how did you? You said you did communications.
Yeah. And then I did marketing.
And then you did marketing, and you
That
ended
helps.
up here.
But I worked in property.
You worked in. Wow.
Great.
Did you like have any formal education for what you're doing now? Was
No,
it just more
unless
started as a
online.
passion? Online.
Online, yeah. I haven't gone physically into a class to learn. So a lot of my knowledge comes from University of YouTube. So
Pinterest.
yeah, I think the internet has made the world our oysters.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much information is out there. If you want to learn anything, anything. You can even become an IT guru just from online lessons, and there's just so much stuff that's out there that's free, and it just depends on how much you want it. And it's not just about reading, but it's
That
reading
is
and
so true.
implementing. So everything I read, like how to drill a hole, I'm like, okay, so I need a drill and a drill bit. Go to Mega Build. What is a drill bit? Excuse me, I need a drill bit. And then I try and put the stuff up and see and experiment. Okay, I did it wrong. Try again. Learn how to tile. Because I needed to understand what are the limitations of tiling before I can know how to break the rules. Because design is all about how long does it take to paint this wall, so that the contractor does also not tell me that it takes 2 hours, but then I'm like, I've painted a 8 square meter wall before. It's not going to take that long.
Yeah.
You need to prime it. You need to do this. So I needed to understand what exactly happens in order for me to understand the value that a contractor attaches to that, but also know how can I mend that and break that and create something new out of it, because now I know what the limitations are. And I used the internet a lot to read and experiment and try things and ask contractors and can I try that? Can I, be very inquisitive, because for me it was important not only to know how to do it, like as in theoretically, but practically be able to practice it and know that this is where I'm at. This is, I can do this, I can't.
That's wow.
The moment that you said that, you are basically self-taught from the University of YouTube, I immediately thought about Richard Williams, the father of Serena and Venus Williams, the tennis players, where he basically, with no tennis experience, he just started buying books about tennis, and he started teaching his daughters himself. And that is why they became who they are today. And just diligence, dedication, discipline, do it every day. And that level of passion that I do see in what you are doing is basically very much relatable. So what other advice would like to give, maybe want to share with people who have the same aspirations as yourself in interior decorating?
Let's go for it. I think the one thing is that you don't need money to be an interior designer. You just need data.
Ne?
That's true.
I don't remember physically needing cash to start. I just needed, I think there was a lot of stuff I needed to figure out, because I didn't know what kind of interior designer am I. Do I want to specialize in kiddies' rooms only? Do I want to do the whole thing? Do I do renovations or not? Does it include landscaping? So I think it's just finding what it is that I could do naturally with the least effort, and saying, okay, this is my zone. This is what I love doing, and really just taking time to get to know that industry. And I think that a lot of people don't want to enter industries because there's a lot of players, but there's enough for everyone. I can't serve the entire, if there's going to be 30 interior designers coming from the masterclass, I'm happy, because we can sit in the same room and listen to the same brief. But the beauty about creative is that we will come up with 30 different concepts.
Absolutely.
And that is something that nobody can take away from you. The client either likes your idea or they don't. So it can never be a thing of, I can't enter the industry because Zita is there and she's dominating the market. I've got a specific style. And we would sit and you will brief us, I want my room to be like this, and we will sit and we will come and present our creative. And it is up to the client to decide whether they like it or not. And that is the one thing that is your unique selling point, your style.
How do you find, because I found, I've done a few interior deco projects myself, but I found the challenge initially is getting good contractors, whether it was the plumbing guy, whether it was the carpenter, whatever it is, good electrician. How do you find that you work with the same people all the time or regularly? How did you create that good contact base for yourself?
I think one is you need to be patient with contractors, especially for me that's in it for the long run. And contractors got to know what I like and what I don't like. So in the beginning, I had to babysit them. And, you know, carpenter will tell you, standard, this is standard how I come along. I don't care about standard.
Yeah.
We're not doing standard,
Yeah.
right? And they will tell me, this can't be done. And I will Google and say, look at this. You know,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
just done
can
here.
not- if you put, and then it will most. And they're like, okay, let's try.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how we have developed
Build that
the
relationship,
Build
yeah.
that relationship. I think a lot of people, it's not that they're not good, it's just that they don't know different.
Yeah.
The electrician only knows that if he has to replace a light bulb, this is how you do it. But if you say, look, I don't want those dots seen when you're putting in the LED strip, do you think maybe you could push it back? And then they're like, I don't know, you know, and then no, try it. And when they do it, they're also learning something
Yeah.
different. And it's just, I'm bouncing off of their expertise in terms of, let's try not to burn this house down, but they try and bounce off of my expertise in terms of it can also be done differently. Sometimes it's just a little bit of patience, and it's also how you speak to the people. So they can see that this comes from a place of learning. I'm not saying you don't know how to do your job. I'm saying let's try it this way because this would really make my design work. And I've used the same electrician for the last 3-4 years now. The joiner that I'm using is also about almost a year now. And then like general contractors, I've worked with a few. Some of them fell out because, I mean, if I can't trust that you can do your work, then so be it.
Yeah.
But there are some really that would come through and fix what needs to be fixed. So it's just building that relationship and getting them to understand that I'm in it for the long haul. I can bring you business for as long as you don't step on my toes.
Yeah, and you do your job.
Fight.
And, no, okay.
Zita, when it comes to dress code,
Yeah.
it probably differs for you from day to day depending on what you will be doing for that specific day.
Yeah.
So you will not always be Zita dressed,
Yeah.
going to see who this client or that client.
Yeah.
Because there's a friend of mine who's been in the construction business for probably the last 25 to 30 years, Gerard Maton. Now, Gerard Maton is a pastor Wompie. He built many houses in that, what's the area? Where we say there's been a spate of robberies. Rocky Crest.
Rocky Crest, yeah.
He's been doing a lot of properties in the Rocky Crest. He built a lot of commercial properties, and we used to make fun of him because he likes suits. So when he goes out to go and check out a new area, okay, all bushy. Now, Gerard would walk down there with his suit and his shiny shoes, tussen die bosse. And we keep on, poking fun at him, say, Gerard, kan jy toch net hier 'n jean and some cats? Can you just put it? Nee, ek kan nie, ek is 'n gentleman. Ek loop nie met ander, ek moet 'n pak aantrek. So, horses for courses, how do you go about deciding what you wear on a daily basis?
Well, I normally plan my day a day in advance, so I know exactly what today looks like.
Nee.
So I dress accordingly. If I know I'm going to shop the whole day, I wear comfortable
shoes.
flats.
Nee.
So I could have paired these with heels if I was just going to sit in the office and just do admin. But I have quite a few stops I need to make today. But also I have quite a few stops at offices, so I put on a blazer.
Yeah.
Many a times I dress in a way that I have techies in the car, heels in the car, and flats in the car, so I just change out the shoes. So it'd always be like a jean and a blazer or like a formal-ish top. If I know I'm going to do work on site, then, I'm probably in my overall or like shorts and techies. And then I
Drag
work on-
overall.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like barefoot when I'm just done and tired, and I'm
Nee.
in the mall. I still need one cushion. I leave the shoes in the car, and I walk to the shop, and I'm like, guys, I'm comfortable like this. So
There's an aspect of your design that I really, really enjoy, and that's the DIY. You still do those,
I
right?
still do those, yeah.
So she does those videos where she just shows you how to do things yourself, basically. And I've actually taken some ideas. I won't say it's stolen because you gave them to us.
Yeah.
It was gegee.
Yeah.
So
For
we
the
took
taking.
them. We took them. And really is effective when you make it so easy. And I think it's ideas that you go shopping like whether it's like Mega Build or whatever, and you don't see it until we see you doing it, and then you realize, wow, this is something that can be done. So again, if you're not following her page, please go check out Orange Peel. There's really, really so much that you can learn from there, and just getting your home organized and together.
Yeah, some final comments. Shalako, can someone share ideas how to get $3,000 so I can do the masterclass, please?
I also want.
Yeah.
Are you fully booked?
No, we have about 6 spots still open.
You have about 6 for day 1 and 2.
No, for day 1 and 2. Surprisingly, almost all the people booked day 1 and day 2.
Really?
So I will see the same faces the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Guys, there's 6 spots, and the master is this Friday. So
No, Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. So,
Yeah.
so kry jy 3 days.
Kry hy 3 blok. Soek jou 3 blok. Laat jy kan gaan. Vedika Yere says, listen to this brilliant lady talk, guys. Hope you all never underestimate people from Oshibelo. Actually, let's not. Actually, let's not underestimate Namibians in general.
Yeah.
We have so much potential, and all I see is Ronnie Canalelo is watching. It's good that he's not asking any questions today.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Wait, he's the soccer player, right?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was a song about him
Uh
at
huh.
some point.
Ne?
I think as a kid.
I don't
He
know-
must- he's
I don't know
probably
that song.
As a
really
kid, it just shows
advanced
you
in
how
age.
much
and-
older he is than you.
And that's why Ronnie does not want to hear that you saying that.
No, he's not
that
old.
you were a
He's
kid
just, he's advanced.
when he was
He's
advanced
wise.
senior youth. Yeah.
Senior youth.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Senior.
Asino Kambikiti, the collection of Hailey Berry posters I had in my teen years.
I hope they're gone.
Oh, it's true. Right? It's always Halle Berry or Kelly Rowland.
Alfredo Ramapankan says, near toch. All white room will make me feel like I'm waking up in a hospital room.
Or somebody said try a white room. I think it was Shalago
Yeah.
that suggested a white room.
I prefer a blue room with my Liverpool posters on the wall.
That's why some of you can't get it.
Muhau Sipoli says she had probably had some Spice Girl posters. Alfredo, jy sal nie Zita se nommer kry nie, okay? Yeah, he's looking for your number for business purposes and other things also. That is what he's saying.
An email.
Yeah. Franco Jose says, Ronnie, please needs a facelift. I'm Kurwanji. Oh, Ronnie's place needs a facelift.
Why are you
6
guys
to 9
bringing Ronnie into the
restaurant.
conversation? Ronnie's not
I
even
know.
commenting. Why are you
Yeah.
guys bringing Ronnie into the
Yeah,
conversation?
like he's just
Nee, nee,
like
nee, nee,
living
nee.
his
Jy
best
ken
life.
mos. Zita come through. Muhausi Bolly, Luderitz het klomp valhuise. Yeah, Luderitz het klomp valhuise.
I've actually never been.
You never been to the Bucht?
No, I haven't.
You need to go to the boek.
I've never either.
Yeah. Liewe Iskia says, Muhausi Bolly, ons paint elke Kersfees. Oh, that is so colored. Every Christmas we paint. Zita, any final words that you would like to share with us?
I think I've said it all.
You've
I've
said it all.
I'm just thank you for the platform and for having me and hearing my story and my passion. I really had fun. You know, you guys didn't grind me too much, so I'm living in one piece.
I wanted to grind you, but I have these eyes looking at me from this side.
yeah, she's
It's
just
like, "Jy gaan nie vra nie."
Yeah,
So-
no.
No. I think we've asked all the questions that we wanted to ask, and really, this is wow, Zita. It's such an honor to meet you in person after I've seen what I've seen, and yeah, I will call upon you in the future
Yeah.
with my wife standing next
Yes,
to me.
of course.
Sal I say, okay, gaan jy eers in die huis. Kom met Zita praat.
We are doing the outside.
Yeah.
Painters for me.
But all the best
Yeah.
going forward, and
Thank you.
and you know what you're going to be doing in Dubai. Obviously, you know, when you come back, you're going to come back with probably even more to offer Namibians, and go and sow them. Sow them.
Well, I mean,
So
I'm going
good.
to learn mostly.
Yeah.
So I think I am going for exposure to learn what's out there, sustainable interior design.
Sustainable.
Yes. So I'm very much passionate about seeing how we can also sustainably make our homes beautiful. And I love plants.
Yeah.
As well. So I think I want to learn from other young people. I mean, there will be people from 20 different countries there. So
wow.
yeah, I'm just going, a young girl from Oshivelo, hoping to learn a thing or two about industry. Yeah.
What can I say? It is always a pleasure, like listening to you more than anything, and learning from you. And you know, I really wish you the best, because what you're doing, I think, is so important in this country. So yeah, thank you for bracing us with your presence.
Look at
and
you.
pouring into us. It's always such a pleasure. No, I really do enjoy. I personally learned so much from you.
No, thank
So
you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Just before we sign off, I just want to quickly just share with you some Woermann and Brock coastal news. 1894 saw a great need for general goods and equipment being brought in from Europe, and thus Woermann and Brock was established. Now, 127 years later, we still aim to provide you with an affordable variety of products at easily accessible supermarkets along the coast and in the north of Namibia. Your Woermann, your specials, your supermarkets. That's Woermann and Brock with some nice deals and some service provided out there courtesy of Woermann and Brock Coastal. Guys and girls, thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you,
It's been a
guys.
pleasure. And yeah, Tuva, how's your Monday looking like? It's going to be a slow Monday?
It's a slow Monday.
Ne?
It's a slow Monday.
There are no reports that we need to...
No reports. No admin today. No admin today, so we're good.
Yeah, no, there's no admin today. Yeah, it's going to be a slow day today. Julle mense wat dink ons het gepay, ons het nie gepay nie, don't call us, okay? We will call you, and we are talking about our creditors now. Ja, moet my nie soek nie, okay? Ek sal kom by julle once I'm done. Enjoy your day. Sharp.
In the mix. Turn the volume up.
You must have you with us, coffee all the way.
Of all time.
Show on the station.
In the mix.
But still good music coming your way.
Your day sounds better with your music and your station playing on the background.
Makes you happy.
Rafiki's all up next.
Let me see what you can do.